The Kellen Moore era will open Sunday in the Dome against Arizona. Saints are a 6.5-point underdog in that game. Kellen Moore opened up the week with some surprising news, man. The Saints cut J.T. Gray today. J.T. Gray is a former All-Pro special teamer. He was a first-team All-Pro special teamer and a second-team All-Pro special teamer. And he's been the special teams captain for the New Orleans Saints. And he's a backup safety on the team who's been with the team since he signed as a UDFA back in 2018. So he's entering his 8th NFL season, and I guess this just came out of nowhere. I'd like to congratulate the Denver Broncos because they're about to get a former All-Pro special teamer because that's just what Sean Payton does. By the way, hat tip, Nick Underhill was the first to report it. Kellen Moore, after practice, when he met with reporters, talked about the decision, or I shouldn't say after practice, in his meeting with reporters on Mondays, talked about the decision to release J.T. Gray.
A lot of this comes down to the roster flexibility, and that's the challenging part of it. We know the high-quality player that he is, the impact he's had on this organization. He's a really good player. Just with the roster as you kind of play the roster management part of this thing over the course of, this season and throughout the next few weeks, there's a lot of challenges associated with that. And so it was a really tough one for us to do.
Moore was non-committal about whether or not Gray could return on the practice squad. He was asked if they would call someone up for a JT Gray spot. Here's what he said.
We're kind of in the moving a few pieces around, and so obviously we'll probably make some corresponding moves. And, I think a part of this is just there's a lot of moves that you kind of have to navigate the first few weeks of the season. And we have some, guys on PUP and some guys on IR that certainly we anticipate eventually, being a part of this thing. And so you got to have the roster flexibility just to navigate all these moving pieces.
They did add, and by the way, all this news is at LouisianaSports.net if you want to go read up on all of it. The JT Gray piece, the Saints did add 2 players today. Defensive tackle Keziah Izzard has been added to the practice squad, and outside linebacker pass rusher Iku Leota has also been added to the practice squad. I don't know if either of those guys necessarily fills the void from JT Gray as a special teamer, but remember, these are practice squad ads. These are not active roster ads. JT Gray was on the 53-man active roster, so they're either going to have to sign a free agent to their active roster or sign someone from the practice squad to the 53-man roster. So what direction they go, we'll have to wait and see what they do. But this is one I certainly did not see coming because you just haven't seen any kind of drop-off in JT Gray's play. And the leadership is another thing that's so important as you're trying to tie these two eras together, right? You have the sort of Peyton, Dennis Allen era guys bridging with the new guys coming in with Kellen Moore. And I can certainly appreciate Moore wanting to bring in his own guys, but there are dudes like Cam Jordan and Demario Davis, Eric McCoy, guys that are veterans on this football team that are key glue guys, and JT Gray certainly seemed to be that guy on special teams. I mean, he's a special teams captain. So that's not an easy one to fill. My hope is this is an opportunity to get younger. Maybe a young guy like Jordan Howden, who you used a 5th-round draft pick on a couple of years ago, who hasn't been able to wrangle a starting spot in the secondary. Obviously, you went and spent in free agency this year, and you drafted Jonas Sanker. You brought in Reed. Maybe that's a spot where someone like Howden can earn a role. I don't know. I'm just throwing his name out there. I don't know definitively that'd be the guy. I'm just giving you a for instance. But my hope is you take a guy that's entering his 8th year in JT Gray, and in cutting him, you get younger. But it is so interesting. You look at this team and you wonder, are they really trying to win? not adding a veteran quarterback, riding with these two young guys. You're going to play two young tackles. You really don't have an answer at corner opposite Kool-Aid and McKinstry. I mean, is Isaac Yadam really that guy? Now you take a veteran and J.T. Gray and you show him the door. It's interesting, to say the least, the approach. This is just not one that I would have anticipated seeing today. All right, it is After Further Review. We are brought to you by Evamore, EVAMOR, evamore.com, evamore.com. Natural artesian water, a healthier alternative, and a Louisiana product. Find Evamore at great local retailers. If they don't have Evamore where you shop, ask them why not. It's a Louisiana product. Again, it's from these ancient underground aquifers. This is something that never touches air until you uncap it and take that first delicious sip. It's piped straight out of that well into their bottling plant. The only thing that's filtered out is just the sediment from the ground. There's nothing added, nothing taken away. It's Evamore. EVAMOR, evamore.com. That's evamore.com. Drink Evamore. One other thing with the New Orleans Saints as they get ready for their opener that's absolutely disgusting is they are going to open up the Kellen Moore era in absolutely hideous fashion. And I mean that in a literal sense, hideous fashion. The Saints are going to wear their new alternate gold jerseys week 1 against Arizona. So they're going to open up the home season by wearing those awful black helmets, the gaudy gold, and black pants. I'm not sure there is a worse combination, literally, in the NFL than what we're going to see the New Orleans Saints wear on Sunday. So you cut an all-pro special teamer and a team captain and decide you're going to wear literally the ugliest uniform in the NFL in week 1. Go get them. No way to drum up excitement like, hey, if the old adage is look good, play good, you look like crap, you play like crap, I think we're going to expect that from New Orleans on Sunday. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.